Hello my friends, welcome back to the next part of our potato pong makey makey game. And so we're sprucing up the game itself to make it interactive, make it run smoother before we actually get into the game controls. So a couple of things that I want to show you that we need to add since the last video. The first thing that we need to do is in the potato control. One of the things that I had to do was when it bounces off of a player, there are times where when we get going, the potato is moving so fast that it actually can sometimes when it bounces, it gets caught like it's overlapping like you see here with the paddle. Therefore, when it goes to turn, it can't actually escape. And so what we've done is we've just added in our potato code, you're going to see lots of things here, I know. We just added after our turn, our pick random, different degrees. I'm actually going to make this 150, I think. We move it 3 steps just to get it away from the paddle itself to keep that glitch from happening. So a couple other things that we've done. I went through and I made a variable in our potatoes. So I went to variables and I clicked make a variable and I made one called potato speed. So we have it now that when the arrow's clicked, it puts the potato at 0, 0, and then it's going to set the potato speed to 3. This is a very slow speed, and here's why. We want to create this where it's interactive, and so the competition increases over time. So what we've done, or what I've done here then, is under our forever, we're going to move potato speed step. So before we just had it set at 3 or 5 or 7. Now it's whatever this is. And so you can see that it actually shows this display right here. When we go to play, it'll actually keep track of the speed. So it's going to show that it's going to go 3 steps. And our same code as we had before. If on the edge, it's going to bounce. If it touches player 1 or player 2, it's going to pick a random degree. It's now going to move those 3 steps away from the paddle, and then it's going to continue on. Now what I've done here, now there are probably simpler ways to do this, but I'm just trying to figure out a way to properly speed up the game to keep it engaging and exciting, but not moving it too slow and not moving it too fast. So what I've done is just created an if block. So we're going to add this timer block here in just a minute. I'll show you what we've got going on. But if the time, so we have it in the backdrop. As soon as we start playing, it's keeping track of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have it that if it's greater than 10 seconds and less than 20 seconds, it's going to move the potato speed to 6. And then when it goes back in this loop, it's going to move at that speed. When we get from 20 seconds to 30 seconds, it picks up to 9. And then this is where I've been kind of playing with things that I haven't really seen. I don't think I've just had it up to 1.5 minutes. I might have to just continue to adjust this. But I had to start to increment it by blocks of 2 because going by 3 I was almost too fast. And so we've gone by 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. So what we've done is I've added a backdrop. And so this stage here, I just went to backdrops, and this is actually one that comes with Scratch. And I just moved the paddles before they were over here. I just dragged them to be right here aligned with this black line. It kind of makes it, this backdrop works pretty well with that. And in this backdrop, I just have it where it's going to reset the timer as soon as I hit start, which I'll explain that here in a minute. So what happens when we go now is we go to go, and now you can see our potato is going slow. You can see where it shows potato speed up top. I'm actually going to get rid of that here in a minute. But we can go here where now it's at 6. You can see it progressing here as we go. And so hopefully it'll start to pick up momentum here. And now it's starting to pick up speed. You can see at 9 it really starts to get moving. And man, it'll keep cranking here as we go. And so what we want to do is be able to get this to a point where it's still playable, still enjoyable, the anticipation, the excitement's good, you know, and then we got to be able to keep track of scores and declaring winners here in just a minute. So you can see even at 13 now, man, it's really starting to cruise. So 15. You can see there sometimes where it kind of glitches. That's why we have that move block in there. To get that going. And so you can just see I might have to just continue to loop this up. There's probably a way to put that in like a loop block. I just don't have it in there yet because I was just kind of playing with the speed. So there's how that's going. So the other thing I want to do is I don't want this to start right away. And so I have this other sprite where I just went into sprite and I went to paint and I just typed in the text here. I just typed in press button to begin. I'm going to have a control for the Makey Makey to hit the button, and that's what's going to start the game. So what we've got here in the sprite, when the space bar is pressed, that's how I'm going to link it up to the Makey Makey. It's going to broadcast the signal start, and then it's going to hide those words. And so what I want to do then, I need to add one more actually here while I'm thinking of it, is I want my events, when clicked, we want to show. And now I want to change my potato here, as opposed to clicking on the start. We want to do this on a broadcast. So when, let's see, when I receive start, now it's going to go. Let's see if this works here. So the potato's right there. I press the space bar. Now we go. And you can see now we're back to the slope. So those are a couple things that we've added to this now to get this cruising a little bit better, a little smoother. And now we're getting close to eliminating this where it's not just me controlling both paddles. But next step is we want to add, some sound and some sound effects. So we're going to go ahead and do that in the next video.